Hey everyone, it's Katie from Katie's Scrappy Studio, and today I have a flower tutorial, and I'm calling these cotton candy flowers. And you've probably seen these around YouTube, but I just wanted to share these with you because I have some subscribers that don't go searching on how to make paper flowers, and it just may be something that you see and decide, hey, I want to try this out, and it could be a new thing for you, making paper flowers. These are a bunch that I have made, and the reason I call them cotton candy flowers are because the ones that I made out of white cardstock, the ones that, let's see, that's right here, 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 and here. She said that he looked like cotton candy because they have a really pastel color and on the ends of them. And these are super easy to make. All the supplies that you need are basically a brad and a scallop punch. So, and apparently you can do this with circles too, and it's just it'll look a little different. I haven't tried it with circles, but this one I used music paper with, and before I started working with this, I sprayed this with spray starch. I spray it on there, and then I heat dry it, and that's because you need to moisten these, and this music paper tears so easily to begin with, so you have to be really, really careful. So that's one thing with these, you need to be gentle. But they're super easy to make, and I'm going to show you how to make. You can make them out of solid colors. This one I made purely out of black, and it's got a lot of sparkle to it because I added glimmer mist to it. And this, if you have a lot of different stays-on inks, then this is really great for you. If you pretty much have distress ink like me, then you're pretty much stuck with more of the lighter pastel colors because you have to use water with these to get the best effect. I've tried them without water, and they don't look as good. And since distress ink is dye-based or water-based, it gets diluted. And so when you try and use a really bold color like Festive Berries, which is a bright red, it fades and looks like pink. So you're just going to need a piece of cardstock, and this flower does work best with double-sided cardstock. So if you have like a cardstock that's, I actually have cardstock, it's not double-sided. It's just distressed. It's like distressed on one side, and I did not know that when I bought it because it came in a pack at Michael's. But anyway, this works best if you have double-sided paper, basically. And you're going to cut 8 scallops out. And 8. Okay. So we have all of my scallops, all my circles, they're cut out. Next step is to ink the edges, and this is actually pretty crucial. It has a huge difference on the end, and if you use black, then it will probably end up looking kind of bluish like that. So that's why it's good if you have stays-on ink. I don't know what happened to my black. I only have one color black, but I don't know what happened to it, and I'm very sad about that. But actually, I'm going to be using Victorian Velvet. I haven't tried that color yet, so we're going to do Victorian Velvet on these. So we'll fast forward through me inking this up, and we'll get started on the rest of the tutorial. Okay, so I have finally inked up all of that. That is the most time-consuming part of this project. Well, it seems like it is the most time-consuming. It's the most tedious for me. The next step is to go ahead and grab some water. I'm using this big water bottle right here. So what I'm going to do is, you can use a mini mister with this. You don't want to soak these. You just want to kind of. This isn't spraying right now, so that's why I'm having to pump it. Get it spraying over here first. There we go. I'm just going to spritz it. Make sure each each flower gets some water. And then I'm just going to crumple them all up into a ball like that. And just going to do the same thing with every single one of these. And I am going to go ahead and speed dry my flowers because, or my petals here, because I'm impatient. I'm going to carefully open these, and you really do want to take care of opening these because paper itself rips easily, and then when it's wet the fibers get weaker and they want to tear very easily. So be very careful when you're opening these up. The thinner the paper, the more careful you want to be. And even with really thin paper, you might not even need to use water to get these to crumple up the way that you need them to. So we'll fast forward from here. Okay, and now I am going to use my heat gun. That's why I have them in this top of this photo box storage thingy so that they don't go blowing around. So I'm going to dry these real quick. Okay, they're all dry, and now we can go ahead and start assembling these. Let me see. I'm just going to start with one of these and start stacking them, making sure they're all centered. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, well, that pencil doesn't have any wood on it. Let's take this pencil right here, and I'm going to make a mark in the very center. And you can use a paper piercer, or you can use your crocodile. I'm just going to go ahead and use my paper piercer, just like that. I'm going to hold it there, and then I'm going to take a brad, and I'm using a tiny brad. You can use a regular size brad; those work just fine. But the tiny brads work too. The prongs are long enough to go through all the back. Now this is another repetitive step. What you're going to do is you're going to take each, I'm going to call them petals, each petal layer, and you're going to bring them up towards the center like this. It's kind of hard to do once they've been wetted and then dried. And then you're just going to squish them together. And I'll show you what this looks like once I'm done manipulating it. And basically you have something that looks like that. And you're just going to do that with the other 7 layers below it. Just wrap it up and around and squish it and give it all kinds of texture and shape. And I'll fast forward from here. Okay, so I've got them all squished up here. It looks like this. And now I'm just going to start playing with it. Just going to fan it out a little bit in parts here, just very slightly until it looks fluffy and it looks kind of natural, like a carnation. That's what these are. That's what these look like to me. Some people call them roses, but I call them carnations. So that is actually the end of the tutorial. That's all there is to it. Can you believe it? It's super easy, and I will have to put pictures at the end of this tutorial because the video isn't doing it justice at all. This is what it looks like. It's beautiful. You can hardly see the pink in the video, but it's a very subtle, it's a very beautiful shade of pink, the Victorian Velvet. It turns out beautifully. It's pardon my green fingernail. That's frozen like glimmer mist there. But yeah, this is a gorgeous flower, and I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial. and let me know if you try it out and what you think. Bye!